How's it going, guys? My name's Shane, and welcome back to the Horror Basement. Before we start today's video, I would just like to thank all of you. I've been running this channel for about 8 months now, less than a year, and if you pay attention to the clothes that I wear in these videos, you will have noticed that I film these 2 at a time, and then release them a few days apart. So by the time these next 2 videos are out, we will most likely have hit 500 views total on the channel, which doesn't sound like a lot, but considering this is just me, one guy, running a channel out of a single corner of his basement with one shitty-ass little laptop for editing, it means a lot, and I never really expected to hit 500 views like in the first year. I figured I'd get like 300 tops. So thank you all very much for that, and if you do enjoy the content, please join the Basement Army by hitting that subscribe button. But today, to get on to the point of the video, we're doing another installment in the classic horror review series, where I review a movie from the Treeline Films 50 movie horror classic box set. And today we're talking about Invisible Ghost from 1941. And this movie has neither a ghost or anyone invisible in it, but what it does have is horror legend and best Dracula performance, Bela Lugosi. And Bela Lugosi is playing rich man Charles Kessler, who lives in a large mansion with a bunch of servants. He has a maid, a butler, a gardener, all that, and he lives there with his daughter, Virginia. Mr. Kessler is very sad, though, because a few years ago his wife ended up leaving him for another man and has not been seen or heard from since. Little does Mr. Kessler know that in reality, his wife suffered a terrible car accident, I guess like on the way to the boyfriend or her lover's house, and since then she has been kept in the shed behind his house by his gardener, Jules, who has been bringing her food and taking care of her. She has a little bed there because she has brain damage or some kind of amnesia symptoms, and Jules and the other members of the help believe that this would be too tragic for Mr. Kessler to take, so they're keeping her hidden. But the main plot of the movie essentially boils down to Mr. or Mrs. Kessler, the wife, one night, just out of the blue, decides to escape from her shed and walk out and stare at Bela Lugosi's character through the window. And instead of freaking out and trying to let her in, he immediately goes into a trance-like state, almost like being hypnotized, and strangles the first person that he sees. Now, all the kills in this are done very, PG. A lot of it's off-screen, and you get a lot of it from a lot of POV from the victim's perspective, to where you just see, Bela Lugosi, his smiling murder face, just And so the movie essentially follows his daughter, Victoria, who's trying to to figure out who keeps murdering people in her house. And initially at the beginning of the movie, she has a boyfriend named Ralph, who is implicated in the first murder of the maid, and is then summarily convicted and executed. Of course, off screen, they're not going to show someone getting hanged or having the electric chair. But thankfully for Victoria, Ralph's twin brother, Paul, who is played, of course, by the same actor, because we can't hire a different actor, he shows up and helps her, along with the police, try to solve the case, which, of course, they end up doing eventually. After Bela Lugosi's character, Mr. Kessler, kills Jules, the gardener who's been taking care of Mrs. Kessler, she breaks into the house to try and get some food near the end of the movie, and of course, seeing her causes Bela Lugosi to go back into his trance in front of everyone, and she drops dead for no reason, and Bela Lugosi is summarily arrested, and the credits roll. So if that sounds like it doesn't make much sense, that's because this is another Monogram picture. Monogram is the same movie or production company that did all of those movies where Boris Karloff pretended to be Chinese and solved crimes. Monogram, from what I've seen in this set, seems to deal exclusively in weird, kind of macabre mystery dramas, like kind of crime dramas like that, that always have basically no budget and shoestring incoherent plots. That being said, I will actually recommend that you watch this movie, only because as far as Bela Lugosi goes, there's kind of two halves to his career. There's like Dracula and the 10, 12 years after that, where he's still trying, and despite the fact that he's in this dumb, low-budget movie where the plot doesn't make any sense, he's still trying and gives a good performance. And then basically after this movie, or in the years later, you can tell that his effort severely decreases, and he's basically just like cashing paychecks. Yeah, watch this movie only for the fact that it has Bela Lugosi giving a good performance, and laugh at how dumb the plot is. So that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like. Comment any horror movies that you want me to review. And again, like I said in the beginning, hit that subscribe button to join the Basement Army. Have a good night. Thank you.